Good morning, class. So today I told you that we'll discuss mutations in a little detail along with the various types of abnormalities or the chromosomal aberrations that are caused due to these mutations. So first, let's talk about mutations and why studying mutations is so important. So what are mutations? Let's do the introduction first. So, any sudden heritable change in the genetic material or character of an organism is known as mutation. So, in the last class also I told that any heritable change, the change in the due course of time that can be due to the environmental changes, like the habitat in which two organisms are living, even though they are similar or completely same species, they can differ if they are living in two complete habitats. So, but that is not called mutation because they have just changed or they have just adapted to the changed environment condition. So it is called variation. And if it is heritable, that is if that changed condition passes on to the next generation also, then we call this as mutation. So whatever the individuals that show mutation are called as mutants. And individuals showing an altered phenotype due to mutation are known as variant. If there is the change in phenotype, that is the visible characters, and if the phenotype changes, then that individual will be called as a variant. That is, it is showing variation, as variation is visible and it is not on the genetic level. So it is only something that is visible by the naked eyes and may not be the change in the genetic constitution. Then the factor or the agents that are causing mutations are called as mutagens. So the ones that are undergoing mutation are called as mutants, and those factors or those agents that causes mutations are called as mutagens. Now the next point, mutation which causes changes in the base sequence of a gene are called as gene mutation or point mutation. So there are various types of mutation, and the change in the base sequence, that is whatever the original sequence is there present in our DNA, that is the base sequence, and if it changes, it is called as gene mutation or the point mutation. Now the history. An English farmer, Seth Wright, recorded a case of mutation first time in male lamb with unusual short legs. So there was a farmer known as Seth Wright in the early in 1791. So he was a farmer and he had some sheep with him. So he observed that the sheep were not able to cross the fences, and that's why there were some sheep which were able to do that. So it was a mutation in the sheep among themselves, that some sheep they grow some unusual short legs, and that was easy for them to cross the fields. And this mutation was called as mutation and not a variation, because in the later coming on generations, these unusual short legs were seen in the offspring also. So that's why it was not only in the parental genes but also passed on to the next generation. That's why it was a mutation. And who coined the term mutation? Hugo de Vries in the year 1900, and he was working on a plant called as Oenothera. Then the systematic study of mutation. The systematic study means when the scientists gave much larger concentration on the mutation. Till Hugo de Vries, he only coined the term mutation, and yet mutation was not taken very seriously by the other scientists. But the systematic study, it was started in the year 1910, and it was started by Morgan. And what did Morgan analyzed? That he analyzed a white eye mutant of Drosophila. So we talked about it in the last class, the chromosomal basis of inheritance. In that we saw that the female and the male species, male and female Drosophila थे जो उनमें there was a difference in the eye color, and these eye color was different because of the presence of mutation in the female of Drosophila. So this was the first time the systematic study was done, and it was done by Morgan. Then came H.J. Muller, and he induced mutation in Drosophila. Induced mutation means the mutation which is done by us, by the human beings externally, and it is not by the environment itself. So he induced mutation because of his he wanted to do some experiments. So उसने कुछ mutagens use किए, mutagens जो mutation cause करते हैं, तो उनको उसने ड्रोसोफिला के अंदर डाला, induce किया by using X-rays, and he did it in the year 1927, and for this he was awarded a Nobel Prize in 1946. Then what are the characteristics of mutation? Generally the mutant alleles are recessive to the wild type or normal alleles. So जो normal alleles होते हैं उनमें उनको wild type कहते हैं, that is normal. So wild type word is used when there is no change in the genetic constitution. जब जो जैसा है वो वैसा ही रहे तो वो wild type में आता है. But अगर कोई change होता है तो that is called as mutant allele. Mutant means change. But this was observed कि जो भी mutant alleles थे, they were usually recessive when we compared them to the normal or the wild alleles. Then the second one, most mutations have harmful effect, but some mutations are beneficial also. So there are two types of mutation that can be of use, or for good use. That in the case of sheep, we saw that short-legged helped them to cross the fences. So that's why it was beneficial for them. And in the revolution, in the industrial revolution which took place in England, what happened there? There was a moth, and it was of light color. It was white or some light color was there, and it was not of dark color. But as the industrial revolution took place, the pollution increased in the environment, and the barks of the trees, they changed their color, and gradually they became a lot more darker than they were before. So now what did that moth do? That some of its members, they developed a darker color, and that was a mutation, because it was seen that this darker color was passed on to the next generation. And how it helped them? Because अब जब ट्री का bark जो था वो डार्क हो चुका है, and they were white, so it was very much easily detectable, and they were being killed. So in order to survive in the nature, there was some mutation developed, and this mutation was carried out to next generation, and that's why it was a beneficial mutation for them. And there are some mutations which are not beneficial, like sickle cell anemia, Down syndrome. There are many mutations that causes some lethal diseases. Some genes show high rate of mutation, and such genes are called as mutable gene. Mutable genes are those genes जो बहुत ज़्यादा high rate of mutation show करते हैं, and unlike the spontaneous mutations, because spontaneous mutations are occurring at a very low rate, so they are different from each other. Then highly mutable sites are some sites, the hotspots in the gene. So highly mutable means कुछ gene, एक gene होता है, chromosome का elongation is called as gene. So genes में कुछ ऐसे areas होते हैं जहाँ पे ऐसे साइट्स होते हैं जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं, और उनमें म्यूटेशन के चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज द हॉटस्पॉट साइट. सो दे आर सम हाईली म्यूटेबल साइट्स विद इन अ जीन, एंड दीज आर कॉल्ड एज हॉटस्पॉट्स, बिकॉज यहाँ म्यूटेशन बहुत ही जल्दी हो जाता है और बहुत यूजली फाउंड होता है. Then mutation can occur in any tissue or cell, that is somatic or germinal of an organism. Somatic cells, the body cells, and germinal cells, those are that are being transferred from one generation to the other. So this was the characteristics of mutation. Now the classification of mutation, on the basis of the survival of an individual, like as I told you, they can be both harmful and not harmful, or they can be useful. So these are some classification on the basis of survival. Like first one is lethal mutation. When mutation causes death of all the individuals, occurring mutation are known as lethal. So अब अगर एक population में mutation हुआ, and that complete population have that particular mutation, and because of that mutation all the individuals of that population, they die. So it is very lethal, means it is very dangerous mutation. Lethal mutation are very dangerous. Lethal means they are the mutations that are causing death of all the individuals of a particular organisms. Now sublethal, they are a little less harmful than the lethal mutations, because they cause, in a population, they cause death of 90% individuals, but 10% are saved. Subvital mutation, such mutation kills less than 90 individuals, so again they are a little less harmful than the sublethal. Then comes the vital mutation, when mutation don't affect the survival of an individual. So mutation is there, but it is having no effect on the survival of the individual, and that mutation is called as vital mutation. Now the supervital, this kind of mutation enhances, so it is a good or a useful mutation, that it is enhancing the survival of individual, like we have seen in the moth during the time of industrial revolution. Moving further, what on the basis of causes of mutation, so the spontaneous as well as induced mutation. What are spontaneous mutation? The mutations that occurs naturally without any cause. So spontaneous mutations वो mutations जो nature में अपने आप होते हैं, and they are not being induced by the human beings. So the rate of spontaneous mutations is very slow. For example, methylation, it is followed by deamination of cytosine. So there are 4 bases adenine in DNA. We are talking about DNA right now. The 4 bases in DNA are adenine, thymine, guanosine and cytosine. And if we talk about RNA, the 4 bases are adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil. So thymine is replaced by uracil in the case of RNA. You must be knowing this, and we will discuss it and when we talk about the molecular biology. So spontaneous mutation, एग्जाम्पल दिया है spontaneous mutation का, and ये बहुत slow होते हैं. So methylation, which is followed by deamination. Deamination means removal of the amine group from the cytosine. So as we all know that what does a base complete base formed of? It is formed of sugar, phosphate backbone present there and a nitrogenous group. So अब उस nitrogenous group में से जब amine group NH3 group जब remove होता है after methylation, that is addition of CH3 methyl group followed by the removal of NH3, the amine group in the cytosine. So this is a spontaneous mutation, and rate of spontaneous mutation is higher in eukaryotes than prokaryotes. जो prokaryotes होते हैं उनमें spontaneous mutation बहुत ही slow rate से होता है comparative to the eukaryotes. But all अगर हम लोग spontaneous mutation in a whole बात करें तो वो slow rate से ही होता है. But compared to comparison in the eukaryotes and prokaryotes, eukaryotes are still having a higher rate as compared to prokaryotes. What are the causes? The UV light of the sunlight, they causes mutation in bacteria. As we all know that the sun is having UV light and it is dangerous for us, and for protecting us from this UV light we have a ozone layer. But because of the increased amount of global warming and greenhouse gases, this is being depleting. The ozone layer is getting depleted, and we are in more and more exposure to this UV light. And because of this UV light, it has the capability of causing mutation, that is, it has the ability to change our base sequences. So this UV light is very harmful, and in bacteria, like bacteria is a prokaryote, so here the UV light is a cause of spontaneous mutation. Now talking about the induced mutations. Mutations that are produced due to treatment with either a chemical. Okay, so we were talking about the mutations, that is the induced mutation. So mutations that are produced due to treatment with either a chemical or physical agent. So these physical or chemical agents are called as mutagens because they are responsible for causing mutations. तो whenever an organism, जिसको अभी हम लोग म्यूटेट करना चाह रहे हैं, इसको हम लोग केमिकल या फिजिकल एजेंट्स जो कि म्यूटाजेंस हैं अगर हम लोग प्रोवाइड करेंगे, दे आर नॉट एवरी केमिकल और इज अ म्यूटाजेन, देयर आर सम chemicals that can act as mutagen. So the agents that are capable of inducing such mutations are known as mutagen. Use of these induced mutation for crop improvement program is known as mutation breeding. So mutation breeding क्या होता है? ये जो हम लोग केमिकल्स हैं, इन केमिकल्स को हम लोग यूज़ कर सकते हैं इवन फॉर इंक्रीजिंग द growth of the crops and for improving the condition of the crop. Because how can we do that? Like you must have heard of some resistant free crops, the BT crops. So you must have heard of some crops that are disease resistant, like BT cotton and BT brinjal. So all these are the crops that are being improved by using mutagens, and they are being made resistant to the diseases by using some chemical agents, and these chemical agents are called as mutagens. So these are also used in improving the health of the crop, and this process or this property is called as mutation breeding. For example, the X-rays that causes mutation in cereals, and this mutation is harmful as it increases the quality of the cereal. So it is a beneficial mutation and it is an induced mutation. Now based on the tissue of origin, so now another classification that is based on the tissue of origin, either it is somatic or germinal. So a mutation occurring in somatic cell is called as somatic mutation. Somatic cell, the cell which are not the germ cell. So all the cells except the germ cells comes under the category somatic. So somatic cells are also called as the body cells. Somatic mutation, whatever the mutation occurs in the somatic cells. So for example, in asexually reproducing species, somatic mutations transmit from one progeny to the next progeny. Asexually reproducing species means those species that are reproduced by forming spores or conidia. So in these mostly the somatic mutations are being transmitted from one progeny to the next, because in this there is no fusion of the gametes, because there is no sexual reproducing. That's why they direct reproduce into a new organism without undergoing any fusion. अब कोई fusion नहीं होता है तो जो भी parental genetic constitution होगा same pass on हो जाता है to the next progeny, and that is seen mostly in the asexual producing organisms. Now talking about germinal mutation, when mutation occur in gametic cells or the reproductive cells, this is called as germinal mutation. So now in asexually reproductive species, only germinal mutation are transmitted to the next generation, because in this fusion हो रहा है gametes का, the germ cells are present and these are undergoing mutation during the time of fertilization. That's why in this somatic mutation की जो possibility है वो वॉकआउट हो जाती है, बट जो जर्मिनल म्यूटेशन होता है इट इज़ प्रेजेंट बिकॉज ऑफ द फ्यूजन ऑफ द गैमीट्स बेस्ड अपॉन द direction, either it is forward or reverse. There are both the directions mutation is possible. So what is forward direction? When mutation occurs from the normal or the wild type allele to the mutant allele, it is called as forward mutation. Normal type, wild type जो कि original present है नेचर में, वो अगर चेंज होके म्यूटेंट एलील में कन्वर्ट हो जाए, दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज फॉरवर्ड म्यूटेशन. और रिवर्स म्यूटेशन, जब म्यूटेशन होता है इन द रिवर्स डायरेक्शन, दैट इज म्यूटेंट एलील जो होता है वो वापस से नॉर्मल या वाइल्ड टाइप में चेंज होता है, तो इट्स कॉल्ड एज रिवर्स म्यूटेशन. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डायरेक्शंस अगेन द म्यूटेशन हैज़ बीन डिवाइडेड हियर. अगेन द criteria is type of trait it affects. So there can be a visible mutation and the biochemical mutation. What happens in visible mutation? जो mutation affect करते हैं phenotypic character को, and that can be detected by the normal observation. जो भी phenotype को change करेगा, और phenotype जब भी change होता है it is being visible from the naked eyes. उसके लिए हम लोग को कोई भी एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जो भी फिनोटिपिक चेंज होगा, फिनोटिपिक चेंज इटसेल्फ मीन्स विजिबल चेंज. सो द वट एवर द विजिबल चेंजेस आर द चेंज दैट इज अफेक्टिंग द फिनोटाइप, इट इज कॉल्ड एज विजिबल म्यूटेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द कलर ऑफ द फ्लावर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द नॉर्मल जो या वाइल्ड या नॉर्मल अलील है वो रेड है, और इन म्यूटेशन ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम इफ म्यूटेशन अकर्स इन दैट फ्लावर तो उसका कलर पिंक हो गया, तो हम लोग को वो दिख रहा है कि दैट इज कन्वर्टेड टू द पिंक फ्रॉम रेड. सो इट इज फिनोटिपिक करेक्टर. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज कॉल्ड एज विजिबल म्यूटेशन. Coming to next, the biochemical mutation. Mutation which affect the production of biochemicals and which does not show any phenotypic character are known as biochemical mutation. अब taking the same example, flower. ये जो flower था, we have seen that it was red and changed to pink. But biochemical mutation, जो फ्लावर था वो एक नेक्टर प्रोड्यूस कर रहा था, एनी केमिकल प्रोड्यूस कर रहा था. नेक्टर इज बीइंग प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय प्लांट टू अट्रैक्ट इंसेक्ट्स टुवर्ड्स इटसेल्फ. ठीक है, जो अब नेचर था रेड कलर वाले नेक्टर का, वो चेंज हो गया व्हेन वी कम टू द म्यूटेंट दैट इज द पिंक कलर. अब पिंक कलर का जो नेक्टर है दैट इज केमिकली डिफरेंट एंड इट इज़ नॉट अट्रैक्टिंग द सेम इंसेक्ट्स जो रेड कलर कर पा रहा था. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज़ नॉट विजिबल फ्रॉम नेकेड आइज, बट इट इज़ देयर. सो इट इज़ द बायोकेमिकल म्यूटेशन. नाउ the chromosome mutations. In detail we will talk about them and what are the types. So what are the chromosome mutations? These mutations which may involve the changes in the structure. there can be a loss as well as there can be a gain. So what are the 5 types that of chromosome mutations that exist? Deletion, inversion, translocation, non-disjunction and the duplication. Talking about the deletion. Why does deletion occurs? The deletion occurs due to the breakage. Deletion itself means that something is getting deleted or something is decreasing. So due to the breakage, a piece of chromosome is lost. In the diagram you can see this is one chromosome and it breaks from this part. So the deleted genetic material is being given out and it is being eliminated from this gene, and now you can see this gene becomes short and this portion is deleted and it is the now mutant as the deletion has already taken place. So genetic constitution change हुआ तो mutation हुआ. Which type of mutation? Deletion. Now inversion. What happens in inversion? There is a change in a particular area of the gene and it rotates to about 180 degrees. So chromosome segment breaks off. This chromosome, any particular chromosome segment we can take, it breaks off and segment flips backwards. Now this backward flip in this direction, you can see the arrow is there and 180 degree flip is there. So now this green portion and this brown portion, it is upwards and it is downwards. Now you can see the 180 degree flip, the green portion becomes comes here and the brown comes here. So there is, again we can see that there is no change in the size or shape of the chromosome, but still there is mutation because जो यहाँ पे gene present से और यहाँ पे gene present से वो different थे in this case, but now अभी inversion हो गया तो जो complete base sequence है वो change हो जाएगा. So this is the inversion. What happens in duplication? Duplication means there is increase in the size. So occurs when a gene sequence becomes repeated. This is a chromosome again. जो ये part है, this part can repeat and this increases or this becomes double. That's why the size of the chromosome increases, and this is a section of the duplicated DNA. And the size of the DNA or the chromosome gets increased. This is duplication. What happens in translocation? Translocation involves two chromosomes that aren't homologous. What I told you about the homologous chromosome, the chromosome that are same, that is homologous chromosome are those chromosomes that are similar or completely same in their appearance as well as in all their base sequences. तो translocation सिर्फ उनमें हो सकता है जो homologous हैं. Part of one chromosome it transferred to the another chromosomes. So this happens before translocation. This is the condition. ठीक है, ये homologous chromosomes है. Translocation के लिए एक important criteria homologous condition है, and that should not be forgotten. So without homologous chromosome, the heterologous chromosomes cannot exchange their materials. That's why translocation is not possible. Now before translocation, this is the condition present. अब ये part इतना यहाँ पे transfer हुआ और ये part इतना, you can see the lines are there, इतना यहाँ पे transfer हुआ. What happens? This part gets attached here and this part gets attached here. So this is what happens after translocation, and there is change in the genetic constitution. So it's a mutation. What happens? Okay, so what happens now in the non-disjunction of chromosomes? There is a failure of the chromosomes to separate during meiosis. So during meiosis, kind of cell division, जो chromosomes होते हैं, they get separated and they move to different poles. But non-disjunction में this cannot happen, and the two cases are there. या तो बहुत सारे chromosomes एक ही gamete में चले जाएंगे, या एक गैमेट में एक भी क्रोमोसोम नहीं जाएगा बिकॉज सेपरेशन नहीं हुआ. जो सेपरेशन होता है तो वो हम एक पॉसिबिलिटी सेट करता है कि जो दोनों गैमीट्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं आफ्टर द मियोसिस डिवीजन, तो उनमें इक्वल अमाउंट ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स जाएंगे. बट ड्यू टू नॉन डिसजंक्शन सेपरेशन नहीं हो रहा है, तो या तो एक गैमेट में सब चले जाएंगे और एक गैमेट में कोई भी नहीं जाएगा. सो दिस इज नॉन डिसजंक्शन. सो व्हाट आर द डिसऑर्डर्स ड्यू टू दिस? द डाउन सिंड्रोम, टर्नर सिंड्रोम and Klinefelter syndrome. All this we'll discuss. Now what are the types of gene mutations? Gene mutations includes point mutations, the substitutions, insertions, deletions and the frame shift. What happens in the point mutation? There is a change of a single nucleotide. It includes the deletion, insertion or substitution of one nucleotide in a gene. Only one nucleotide of a gene gets changed, and that's why it is called a point mutation. Only a point changes in the complete chromosomes, and this one point is also very much sufficient to cause the DNA to change. So the different types of point mutation are deletion, insertion or substitution, and there is change of only one nucleotide. What happens when point mutation occurs? The sickle cell anemia, it is a result of one nucleotide substitution. Sickle cell anemia, when we talk about chromosomal aberrations, we'll talk about it, but you can see in the diagram the RBCs. These are the RBCs. They become sickle shaped. This is a shape of a sickle, and that's why there is some problem in those human beings that are suffering from sickle cell anemia. And which gene is responsible for this? The hemoglobin gene. So in hemoglobin gene there is a substitution of only one nucleotide, and this one nucleotide is responsible for causing a disease that we called as sickle cell disease. Now the frame shift mutation, the inserting or deleting of one or more nucleotides is called as frame shift mutation. So in this, not just one nucleotide is responsible, either one or more than one. In point mutation there is only one, the word only is used in point mutation, but in the frame shift mutation one or more than one nucleotides changes are responsible for frame shift mutation. So this completely changes the reading frame. In the last class I have told you that how the reading frame completely changes, either it is deletion or insertion, like changing a sentence. The proteins which are built as a result of this frame shift mutation, they are completely incorrect from they are completely different. जो produce पहले होना चाहिए थे उससे completely different होते हैं, and these are incorrect. So these causes many diseases. So this is the animation for gene mutation. Like you can see, ये original है. Consider it as original. Now what happens? If we consider it as the original thing, what happens in this? This is original. G, C, G are pairing together, A, C, 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 G, A. So now up इनमें frame shift mutation हुआ. What happens when frame shift mutation occurs? Like consider deletion. So this now is removed. It is removed. Now it becomes C, G, A, C, 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 G and A. पहले फ्रेम क्या था? This, 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 this and this. ठीक है. अब now the frame changes. ये same है, but now this is no more same. This should be the original frame, but now the frame changes, and now AC are together, and in the original set it was AA. So this is how it can affect the frame of the DNA. This was your frame shift mutation. Now talking about the various genetic disorders and what are the conditions responsible for these disorders. The genetic disorders can be grouped into two categories, that is the Mendelian disorder and the chromosomal disorders. What are Mendelian disorders? Mendelian disorders are mainly determined by alteration or mutation in the single gene. So Mendelian disorders में alteration सिर्फ एक जीन में होता है, and all these obey the principle of Mendelian inheritance, the principles of inheritance during transmission from one generation to another. So what are the three principles of inheritance? The law of dominance, law of segregation and law of purity of gametes, that is the law of independent assortment. So जो भी transmission होता है after the change or the alteration in single gene, जो next offspring में transfer होता है इस mutant gene का, वो according to Mendelian inheritance होता है, that is there is no blending. Mendelian disorder is traced in family by pedigree analysis. In the last class I told you a brief about the pedigree analysis. We'll do it in the coming on slides. What are the examples of Mendelian disorders? Hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria as well as thalassemia. All these are examples of the Mendelian disorders. There is change, alteration of one gene, and that is responsible for the all these disorders. Now dominant or recessive pedigree analysis that can be performed by using these various disorders, and then we can also find out the possibilities that whether the coming on offspring will be diseased or not. So the trait may link to sex chromosome, example hemophilia. So hemophilia is a sex linked disorder as it is linked to X. Sex linked means X or Y. अगर X या Y पे present होता है कोई भी disorder, it is called as sex linked. So hemophilia is an X linked trait. So X linked trait, they are transferred from the carrier female to the further on progeny. So X linked because as mother is having 2X chromosome, that is the female have 2X chromosome. अगर X chromosome disease होगा और X chromosome को disease होने के लिए it should be having both the X chromosome disease. अगर एक ही सिर्फ X chromosome disease हुआ और दूसरा normal हुआ तो it will be a carrier but it will not be a disease causing trait. So I'll explain you in the pedigree analysis, but for now hemophilia is a sex linked recessive trait. Now what happens in hemophilia? It is a sex linked recessive disease. The defective individual continuously bleed to a simple cut. In this hemophilia, it is lethal because it is whenever a cut is made in any hemophilic person, then the bleeding does not stop. So that means there is no blood clotting. So the change in the gene or the alteration is in the gene is of blood clotting gene. So that's why the person bleeds for a very long time and the bleeding cannot be stopped, and that could also lead to the death of the person. So gene for hemophilia is located on the X chromosome. In this disease, a single protein that is part of cascade of protein that involved in the clotting of blood is affected. So that's why the protein that is involved in the clotting of blood वो affect होती है, उसमें alteration होता है उसके gene में. So that's why it cannot be, the blood cannot be clotted. The disease transmitted from unaffected carrier female to the so on progeny of the male. As I told you, the mother can be a carrier and it is a very rare chance that the female is diseased. Why? That will be explained, but keep that in mind that if something is X linked or a disease is X linked, then the female is only the carrier most of the times, and male becomes diseased because male में सिर्फ एक X होता है और अगर उनका एक ही X disease हो गया तो वो disease show करेंगे, बट फीमेल्स में 2 X होते हैं और अगर उनका एक X disease भी है disease है तो दूसरा X normal है, so they can be a carrier but not disease. So this is the reason. So the heterozygous female are carriers. Heterozygous means one X is disease and one X is normal. So they are heterozygous because both of their alleles are not same. They usually transmit this disease to the sons. So there is a crisscross transfer. Female transfer to the son and fathers, that is mother transfer to son and father transfer to the daughter. Female being hemophilic is rare. Mother should be carrier or and father hemophilic. ठीक है, this is all about hemophilia. Now in the diagram, when XH, H represents the hemophilic condition. The father is diseased because it is having one X chromosome and one disease X chromosome. So it is the father is hemophilic. Now the mother is completely normal. It is not even a carrier because it is having both the normal chromosomes, X chromosomes, and they are not having any hemophilic condition. So mother is unaffected by hemophilia. Now if they both get married and mating is there, what are the possible outcomes? Possible outcomes क्या होंगे? I told you there is a crisscross pattern. Now X and Y. So the how is what is the chromosomal constitution of a male? XY. XY being transferred here. Male the female was completely normal and the Y chromosome of male was normal. So ये दोनों combine हुए. So it lead to a son which is completely normal and it does not have hemophilia. And now when X chromosome from father transfers to the daughter and X chromosome from another X chromosome from mother transferred to the daughter, that is the XX, the daughter is not diseased but it is a carrier because it is having one chromosome that is diseased. So this is what carrier and disease condition means. In all four of this, only father is diseased, rest all are normal, and daughter is normal but is a carrier. Now again counting on the further outcomes. What happens when father is unaffected, that is X chromosome of father is normal but the mother is carrier. she is not diseased but a carrier because only one X chromosome affected. Possible outcomes: XY, the 25% of the son are produced without hemophilia. I will show you by making a Punnett square. So yeah, first see what are the the parental combination. XY father, X mother is diseased. Okay, no, sorry, mother is a carrier. Sorry, again X X X and XY normal. Now XY father and XX of mother, they crossed. So what is the possibility? AX is X similar, so now we can see that there is a daughter, the chance of daughter. Now this XH with the another X, this is a carrier daughter. Okay, now again XY, a normal son, and again a daughter which is a sorry, again a son. Now the son will, two son and two daughters will be there. So but the son is having one H as it is being transferred from the mother, and एक ही H में this is the constitution of the fourth son. ठीक है, so this is hemophilic son because it is having one X chromosome and this one X chromosome is affected. So this is how we can count on the possible outcomes, that if the two parents that are mating, and what can be the possible outcomes of the children. So that's why the genetic counseling is important, to see that whatever the offspring are produced, they can be healthy, they are healthy, or they are diseased. So the marriage should take place of the two individuals or not. Again moving further, the sickle cell anemia. So what happens in sickle cell anemia? The normal blood cells, these are the shape of the normal blood cells, and they change to the sickle cell shape. This is the DNA sequence of a normal individual for the RBCs. Now this is responsible for glutamic acid, and it is normal. So what is the constitution amino acid sequence? Valine, these three codons responsible for valine, these for histidines, leucine, threonine, proline, glutamic acid, and glutamic acid. So this is the normal constitution. Now what happens when there is sickle cell anemia? The DNA sequence is this, but what is the change? That this A changes to T, that is adenine is changed to thymine, and that's a change, one gene is changed. Or so now this codon will produce another protein, that is valine, and it is mutant. Glutamic acid should be produced, but what is being produced? Valine. So because valine is being produced, this changes the shape of the RBCs to the sickle shape. The change in amino acid sequence causes the hemoglobin molecules to crystallize when oxygen levels in the blood are low. So if oxygen levels in the blood are low, then जो hemoglobin molecules होते हैं वो crystallize होने लगते हैं, and as a result the RBCs, they become sickle shaped and get stuck in some blood vessels. So this is mostly seen in the African people. So sickle cell anemia is mostly seen in African people, and there is one advantage of sickle cell anemia also, that it protects the pupil from malaria, because malaria is causing the RBCs, it is hitting the RBCs of an organism, because if there is change in the sequence of the RBCs and it becomes sickle cell shape, then these are being protected from the malaria conditions. Now talking about the autosome linked recessive trait. Autosome means the traits that are not linked to the X or Y chromosomes, and they are related to the other 22 pair of chromosomes, transmitted from parents to both the parents are carriers, that is both are heterozygous, no one is diseased, and both carrier parents can or cannot produce diseased condition of the children. They are controlled by single pair of allele. What is the single pair of allele? HBA and HBS. Homozygous individuals of this HbS, that is hemoglobin for sickle cell anemia, when both are diseased and both the genes have this condition, it is disease. And heterozygous individuals, when one is normal and one is showing the sickle cell condition, they are unaffected but they are a carrier. So what happens? Defect is due to the substitution of the glutamic acid by valine at the 6th position beta globin chain of hemoglobin. So this is the perfect position where the change occurs. The glutamic acid is being substituted by valine at the 6th position of beta globin chain of hemoglobin. So due to the substitution of a single base at 6th codon of the beta globin gene from GAG to GUG. So mutant hemoglobin, the polymerization under low oxygen tension causes the change in shape of RBC from the biconvic cave structure to the sickle-like structure. Now in first you look there here. T is for trait, N is for normal, and SC for sickle cell. So this is the terminology that we'll use. T, trait, that is if what is the trait. Then N, when there is normal. Trait means it is having the trait but it is not diseased. And SC for sickle cell, that it is diseased. The father is with trait and the mother is normal. Whatever children produce, the daughters will be with trait and the two will be normal. Now here in the next, the father again is with trait and mother is with trait too. So what happens? If both will be with trait, then only one normal will be produced and one will be diseased, because at the 4 possible outcomes, there will be at least one offspring that will have both the traits, that if X and Y of both the parents are being diseased, having sickle cell anemia. तो एक पॉइंट ऐसा आएगा जब दोनों का जब रिकॉम्बिनेशन होगा इन दोनों जीन्स का, तो they will merge up and form a diseased offspring, that is SC, that is both are homozygous for disease. So that's why in the trait, when both mother and father are being showing trait but not having disease, still one offspring will be having a disease, that is the sickle cell anemia. Now what happens when father is having sickle cell and the mother is normal? All the 4 will have traits. The children, all the 4 will have traits. No one will be normal, no one will have disease. Now when father is having sickle cell and mother is having trait, but she is not normal, she is not even diseased but showing the trait. So 2 will be having the disease, the sickle cell anemia, and 2 will be having trait, and no child will be normal. So this is the pedigree analysis used for determining the offspring, what will be the possible outcomes. Comes another, the phenylketonuria, inborn error of metabolism inherited as autosomal recessive trait. So what happens in the case of phenylketonuria? This is another chromosomal disorder. This affects the individual that lack the enzyme that convert amino acid phenylalanine to the tyrosine. So phenylalanine एक enzyme होता है जो कि tyrosine को में convert करता है phenylalanine को. So that enzyme is not produced in the case of people affected from phenylketonuria. So phenylalanine gets on accumulating and convert to phenylpyruvic acid and other derivatives. So that's why phenylketonuria is also a disease that is harmful, because phenylalanine is not good if it gets accumulating in the body. Accumulation in brain results in mental retardation, and it is being excreted in urine, and poor absorption is done by the kidney. So water is also not absorbed in a very high amount. So that's why it is a dangerous disease. In the diagram you can see the protein. After the individuals that are having phenylketonuria, after they are eaten, proteins are broken down into individual amino acids. So protein, they break down into amino acids, because amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So one of these amino acids is phenylalanine. What happens? The phenylalanine converting enzyme is there, and if the normal animal is there, or organism or individual is there, the PAH, that's the phenylalanine converting enzyme, it breaks down the phenylalanine and it is changed to tyrosine. But if the person is having the disease phenylketonuria, the phenylalanine, this enzyme is absent, and That's why it keeps on accumulating in the body, and the toxicity of the body of the blood gets increased, and that's why it is a dangerous condition. We're talking about some chromosomal disorders. These are caused due to the absence or excess of abnormal rearrangement of one or more chromosomes. जब अरेंजमेंट जो क्रोमोसोमल अरेंजमेंट होता है वो या तो बढ़ जाता है, it increases, or it decreases. So what are the causes? Failure of segregation of chromatids. During cell division, we all know that there is segregation, that is separation of the chromatids. But if that segregation is not there, then during the cell division cycle, there can be a gain or a loss of chromosomes. So that is called as aneuploidy. The Down syndrome as an example of aneuploidy. In this, there is an extra copy of 21 chromosomes. Segregation will not be there. That's why it is possible that one gamete gets an extra chromosome. And trisomy of the 21 chromosome is the condition in Down syndrome. Now Turner syndrome, there is a loss of an X chromosome in female, that is monosomy. If the original condition is that is two are present in pair, X and Y or X and X, so there are two. But if the condition increases, that is tri, and if from 2 the number is decreased, it is mono. So mono is for 1 and tri is for 3. So there is a change, increase in the case of Down syndrome, trisomy, and decrease in the case of Turner syndrome, monosomy. The failure, or the second reason, is the failure of cytokinesis after telophase. The various phases of the cell division are prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. But if after cytokinesis, after telophase, the cytokinesis is not there, that will increase. Cytokinesis is for division of the cell. So agar cytokinesis nahi hoga, that will increase in whole set chromosomes, and polyploidy is seen in plants. So this condition is mostly seen in plants, not in animals. What happens in Down syndrome? There is a presence of additional copy of chromosome 21, that is trisomy of 21. It was described by Langdon Down in the year 1866. That's why this is known as Down syndrome. What is the features of this? When someone is having the Down syndrome disease, there are short statured, small round head. In the diagram you can see the baby with the Down syndrome. Furrowed tongue, the tongue is furrowed, that is having a depression in the tongue. Partially open mouth, the mouth is most of the time partially open. Broad palm is there. Physical, psychomotor, and mental retardation. It affects both the body as well as the brain. So this is also a very dangerous condition. Klinefelter syndrome, presence of an additional copy of X chromosome. So the karyotype now becomes double XY. So what is the original? XY in female and XY in male and double X in female. Now it becomes triple X, double XY. So it is 46 is changed to 47. So the overall masculine development along with feminine development, that is developments of the breast and some the male changes to female in a short. So that's why the Klinefelter syndrome is also a very commonly seen syndrome, and this is the change in the set of chromosome that can be seen in the Klinefelter syndrome, and the number from 46, total number of 46 is increased to 47 because there is an extra copy of X chromosome. Now Turner syndrome, there is an absence of X chromosome. In the Klinefelter syndrome, that we have seen that is extra X chromosome, and in this there is absence of X chromosome. So it is monosomy, and the karyotype becomes 45XO. Females are there, but they are having sterile, or ovaries are rudimentary. So in this, the females show some male character, and the female are not completely female. So as they lack the secondary sexual characters, as well as ovaries are there, but they are rudimentary. That is, they are not performing their original function. So this is the Turner syndrome. This was all about the syndromes. This is the chromosomal picturization of what happens in the Turner and the Klinefelter syndrome. An extra copy of X, and the X copy is not there. Now this is the pedigree analysis for any family, a complete family. This is used for signifying that what symbols are used for which condition. If the female is normal, this can be used. Circles are used for females and square are used for males. The colors are not mandatory. So for picturizing or for completing the picture, the colors can be used. That is, if it is completely dark, then the female is hemophilic or having any disease, and if it is half dark and half light, then it is a carrier female. So this is how we make the pedigree analysis. So now this condition is a carrier female and it is being married to a normal hemophilic male. In the diagram, the dark one is for hemophilic, so it is not dark but it is light. So this is a normal male. Now what happens to the offspring? When these two mate together, these are the 4 possible outcomes. These are not the outcomes because this one child is getting married to this one. So what these are only considered as the 4 possible outcomes, because you can see mating, this sign is for mating and this for producing the 4 offspring. So one, it is a diseased son, one is a normal son, this is a normal daughter, and this is a carrier daughter. Now this carrier daughter gets married to a normal male, but this son gets married, the diseased son gets married to a normal female. Now what happens to their children? The 2 males are normal, the 2 sons are normal, and one is a carrier daughter. Again, in the same case, we can do further and further on analysis as one family member is being increased and the mating partner is increased in the family. So this is how a complete pedigree analysis is made for any disease or any condition in the change in the genotype. So this was all about your principles of inheritance. So we have completed this chapter.